After losing his undefeated streak and losing the title to Sean Strickland, what's next for Khamzat Chimaev? Does he stay at 185 or does he go up to 205? Here are three fighters that I think could make sense for Khamzat and why he should be fighting them next. Having that rematch against Sean Strickland makes sense due to the fact that it was such a close fight. And again, Khamzat before that loss was undefeated. So it answers the question of was the loss a matchup issue or was there a gap that Khamzat really needs to fill? And the fact that Strickland's jab and distance control already worked once, it could be basically a tactical correction for Khamzat, and it could prove that it wasn't an end of dominance fight. However, the issue is Sean probably could be fighting Nasruddin Imanov, and with the weight struggle issue for Khamzat, is it really a risk to go back to 185? Jan Blachowicz is someone that Khamzat should look to fight at 205 because after that weight struggle, it makes sense for him to go up. And even though in 205 the power difference is absolutely incredible, fighting Yan gives Hamza a chance to fight a former champion, and he's not a pure grappler either. So this could actually make an easier fight for Hamza. But Yan is much more dangerous than a lot of the 185ers because of that power. So if Hamza does beat Yan, it means that he can physically compete at 205. But if he struggles, what does that mean for Hamza? Does he stay at 205 and get another fight? Or does he go back to 185 and take that risk of the weight cut? It's more of the do I belong at this weight class fight? And if he does beat Yan, it's definitely a big setup for a title fight in that light heavyweight division. Yuri would make much more sense for Hamzat because it was meant to happen beforehand, before the UFC actually said, "Oh, we're going to give you Sean Strickland." I think this would make a lot of sense because of the massive fan interest and the striking chaos versus wrestling pressure. Yuri kind of gives up a grappling structure and it makes it so much easier for Hamzat to thrive. But again, Yuri has great scrambling ability and he's also got a knockout punch. So if he lands that on Hamzat, it could be lethal. And we know that Hamzat may have not been knocked out, but that power at 205 is so much different. But if he's able to control Yuri and he beats Yuri, I think it sets up a light heavyweight title shot. And Yuri's only ever loss by submission in a professional MMA fight was also against another Chechnyan named Abdul Karim Edilov. So it makes it a lot more interesting to see if Hamzat can get a second submission on Yuri Prochaska.